unfortunately, the way that information comes out of Gaza is not really well understood by the public. We need to understand that Hamas is an authoritarian extremist group. They control literally everything that happens in Gaza. If you work against them, your life, your family's lives, they're at risk. So you are either part of Hamas, working for Hamas, or coerced by Hamas. So there is no neutral journalist there. None of our news have people on the ground there. Every time a report goes to CNN or BBC or whoever, it's coming from somebody who had that information sanitized by a group that has stated that they want the death of Jews and Israelis across the world. I think that we forget that. And unfortunately, we live in a media environment where outlets like CNN, like BBC, they're going through a transformation of new media. And they, unfortunately, the world in a lot of ways is about money. And the way that they get money is by getting clicks on headlines, and headlines that create rage. That's what gets the most clicks. So they are actually, I think, captured by this in a lot of ways. I mean, we saw just recently, there were claims that over the course of 3 days, each day, like 30 people were shot by the IDF while trying to get aid from the new Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. And those reports had to be redacted. But like the problem here is that once you set these lies out into the world, they don't come back. Like nobody reads the redaction. And oftentimes news sources are embarrassed for the fact that they have to redact. So they bury that correction in an additional news article, and their headline, because they need clicks on the news article, are no better than the one before.
Early on, wasn't that the case with the hospital being, they blamed it on the Israelis and
hundreds of people dead.
Yeah.
IDF bombed the hospital, and then it came out, I don't know how long later, because it was such a long time ago. It was like 50 people or less dead, which, like, God forbid anybody dies, but it was a Hamas or Islamic Jihad rocket that had hit the parking lot, not even the building.
Right.
So this is the libel that spreads around the world, and it actually endangers people's lives, as we saw in DC and as we saw in Boulder.